Hey there, what's up, everybody? It's Shazetta. I hope you guys are doing well. Listen, I know it's been a few weeks since I posted a video, but my family and I got hit with COVID, and so we're just getting back into the swing of things. I can't think of anything more lucky, if you will, than to launch a YouTube channel and then get hit with COVID. But here we are. We're back in the saddle, hoping to make some things happen. And I want to just kind of share with you guys where I am and what I'm doing, kind of where I'm working on in this phase. I am a creator, right, by nature. I'm working on being a content creator for like public consumption with YouTube and social media and all that kind of stuff. But I'm a photographer and filmmaker. It's what I love to do. I'm getting into watercolor. But one of the things that has kind of, how shall I say it, kind of inhibited me a little bit over the last couple of years is I'm just all of the gear and the big stuff and I've just it has taken the fun out of it for me. Like I create content for other people, but I wanted to do my own work like really simplistically. And so I started about a year and a half ago during the pandemic, just kind of paring down stuff and deciding on how I wanted to create it. So I went to film photography for a while just to get me out of the big DSLR style cameras or even the larger mirrorless cameras. And I decided I wanted to just spend some time doing more simple things, slowing down. And I'm like stoked that I did it because I enjoyed playing around with film photography. Still have a couple of film cameras that I'm working with. Have a Hasselblad that I'm loving and have a project planned for it. Have this guy. This is the Pentax ME Super that I like just taking out and shooting around with. I've got a point and shoot Nikon that I like to take out and play with. But I've tried just kind of going back and forth through some things. One of the biggest things that I wanted to do was to be able to carry my entire kind of creative kit like in a not quite a backpack because I didn't want to be lugging a backpack around either. I was having some issues with my physical body when I wanted to just kind of simplify my creative work and my creative process. And so I picked up at that time I grabbed a Leica M6 because I thought I was going to stick with film for a while, and I also picked up a GR3, a Rico Gr3. The Leica was great, but I would find myself being afraid to use it because it was such an expensive kind of and rare camera, and so I ended up letting it go, selling it, grabbing the Hasselblad just so that I would have, because I really liked the square 6x6 format. The GR3, I liked its form factor and size, but I wasn't really a big fan of the 28 millimeter equivalent focal length. And that was particularly because I don't know, I kind of broke myself in like with 50 millimeter and 35 millimeter lenses when I first started photography now, probably 15 years ago or so. Like serious photography. I've been taking pictures since I was a kid, but I didn't really care for the 28 millimeter focal length. And as much as I tried to like it, I found myself just not using it as much, just trying to frame. It just didn't suit my style of photography. And so I sold it and picked up the Fuji X100V, right? Because I really was okay and am okay with shooting with just one lens, a prime lens, and being fine. Zoom lenses are great, and I've used them for some of my work and some of my projects that I'll share at another time. And they really served me well. But I really just wanted to have one lens, and it was fine if it was a fixed lens that was attached to the camera. It was fine. So I really, really enjoyed this camera, but it's still beefy and it's still because it has the viewfinder, I'm still accustomed to, like prone to just put it up to my eye because that's what I'm used to with photography. And it's still, I find it still kind of bulky for like being on the train or just going out and shoot street photography. People still notice me with it. And I found myself kind of being uncomfortable, just like being up in people's faces, looking through a viewfinder. And so, I also have the Sony RX100, one of the older models that I really, really like, but it doesn't have the tactile feel as much as I liked it, and it had some limitations, and I still use it for some things. It still had the zoom lens on it, so it just wasn't still what I wanted. I really, really liked the feel of the Ricoh GR3 and was like, man, I wish it came in another focal length. And then the GR3 X came out. And so, as I was waiting on kind of that camera to come out, I also started paring down some other things. So last year or 2 years ago, I went from traveling with my iPad to traveling with my MacBook Pro to traveling with an iPad Pro. And I loved the photo editing process, the video editing process on LumaFusion. Absolutely loved it. And so, um, but I couldn't get it to fit into my sling bags, like when I was just like out in the street. And so that became like an annoyance because I didn't want to carry a big backpack. Like I said, I was having some physical issues, and so carrying a lot of weight on my back just didn't make sense, and I just didn't want to be bothered. But if I wanted to edit photos, I wanted something a little larger to do it on than my cell phone. If I wanted to edit video, like if I travel overseas, I wanted to be able to essentially do what I was doing with my iPad Pro, but what if I could do it smaller? And so I grabbed the X100V. I said I was just going to do my video recording on my iPhone, which right now, obviously, I'm not. I'm using the webcam on my computer. Um, and I wanted to just make my package small and lightweight and something that I really enjoyed using. And so I picked up this guy. This is the iPad Mini 6. Loving it so far. I am getting used to editing on it because it is a smaller screen space, and so I'm learning kind of what that feels like and looks like. I'm not sure if I love it yet, but I'm committing to trying it because the small form factor really is hard to beat for me. And so I've got that in a smart portfolio. In a smartfolio, I wish Apple, I wish that you had done a smart keyboard for this. That is what I love so much about my iPad Pro was the smart keyboard case. I know I can get the third-party cases, but they just add so much bulk to it and chunkiness. I just want something that's going to keep the same form factor on my smart case like my iPad Pro did. I've given my iPad Pro to my husband, sold a laptop, and bought this. And then, of course, I have my iPad Pencil. I actually lost mine, so I just replaced this today because trying to edit without it, it was definitely going to be a no-go. So I grabbed that today. But I'm super excited today, though, that I wanted to share with you guys is that I picked up today. Can you guess what I get? Why I didn't pick it up today? I ordered it about a week ago, and it just came in the mail today. The Rico Gr3x. I was really hoping that it would come fully charged right out of the box, and well, it didn't. It had some juice in it, and so I was able to fire off a few shots. And I really, really think I like this focal length, so I'm really excited. But the form factor of this really is awesome. And again, I'm getting it to use for stills, not to use for video in any way. And so, although it can't take video. I'll take video with my iPhone before I take video with this. But I just wanted something for my still photography. And so essentially, I'm excited to try this out and to just work exclusively with this for my personal work. Now, I did a portrait shoot for a client with the X100V the other day, last week, and loved it. Like, unless I just absolutely need a zoom lens for a client shoot in upcoming near future stuff, this is going to become my portrait camera. I absolutely loved it, and for the style of shooting that I do, it does everything that I needed to do. And so with this, I'm able to take these two pieces, this iPad Pro, whatever my stabilizer of choice is. Sometimes it will be the DJI Smooth X, or no, the Zhiyun Smooth X. I'm sorry. Other times it might be just a small tripod or a Gorilla Pod, but I'm able to take all of this right here. I might add a microphone or audio. I have the Rode Video Micro. I believe is what it's called, the little square ones. I have to look at the name of it, but they're down here somewhere. I can see if I can find it really quickly. I have even a smaller kit than this one, but I'm going to put this one up here for now so that you guys can see it. Say I wanted to get audio right here, and then, whoa, that's not working too well. I should have done a top-down view, but I didn't want to. So I've got my Rode, and then I've got my external hard drive because that is how I edit large videos and files on my iPad. So I'm going to see if I can give you a shaky top-down view because I'm being janky with what I'm doing. Let's see if I can do that. So these are my Rode microphone thingamabobs here that I absolutely love. They're a little clunky, but I like them. They work really well, which is what's most important. Gr3x, iPhone, iPad mini, AirPods that I'm actually using right now. Let's see if I can give you guys a top-down view. Forgive all my junk, but here we go. We've got AirPods, iPad, phone, Gr3x, microphones, and external hard drive, right? So lightening up the load, lightening up the kit. I'm not editing this today. Lightening up the kit, and in terms of what I'm carrying in, I also wanted something that could have some water resistance. I wanted something that could hold everything and that could hold my water bottle. And so I went with the Belroy Sling Light. I believe this is 7 liters. And I'm going to put everything in just so that you can see that it fits. In my outside pocket here, I put my AirPods. My external drive most of the time has it in its own little case, but for the sake of today's demonstration, it is not. The iPad mini with pencil. See if I can tilt this down a little bit. There you go. iPad mini with pencil. If I'm going to put my cell phone in here, it's right there, which normally my cell phone's in my pocket, to be quite frank. Zip that up. And this will be in my hand, but if I have to put it into the bag, it certainly can fit in there. Microphone can fit in. And let's see if you guys can see all of that. Let me move back some. All of that is in there, and there's still a lot more room for a lot more stuff. And I'm going to zip it up, and this hasn't even begun to be totally filled out because this totally expands out even more. And so I'm going to cinch it, tighten that size up, and you can see all of that fits, and it doesn't weigh much of anything. And so for me, if I'm traveling on an airplane, on a train, which I'm really getting into these days, or whatever, this is the perfect kit for me. I can still fit snacks in here. I can still fit my water bottle in here, or whatever. So just wanted to show you guys kind of my sizing down my kit, and I am going to be sharing some more videos kind of as I use this, but this is pretty much the bulk of what I'm going to use for creating my own personal content. Now, the stuff that I do for clients, I use my bigger stuff, but on a day-to-day, everyday basis, particularly on Mondays, when I go out to do my own personal work, this is probably going to be the extent of it. Now, one thing that I do have that I want to start using, and I'm probably going to try and use on the Gr3x, is I might mount my GoPro up here so we can do some point of view video stuff, so I can share kind of some of my photographic journeys with you all. But I'm excited about this. It feels good, and like the things that GR got right, that Rico got right, are the ergonomics of this. I have small hands. This is a strap of my own that I had around here from something else. It was like in a pack of 3, and so I prefer my strap over there is because of this little sliding adjustable thing, and the Peak Design strap is just too clunky for this, right? I use it for the X100, but I find it to be too clunky for this, and so that's where I am. So listen, are you sizing down your kit? I want to know, what is like your minimalist kit? Like, what do you use to create your own personal projects? I really am becoming fascinated with this idea of using compact cameras or compact equipment for my projects, and so I'm excited about that, whatever it looks like. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely hope that you will like, comment, and subscribe as I continue to post more, as I'm working on packaging my videos a little bit better, and sometimes just coming on to have these chats with you guys around where I am and what I'm doing. Okay, talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.